played and the games get saved so they can be played on another day. Rob's Arcade.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back once again to Rob's Arcade. I'm your host, Rob French, and hanging out with me, as always, is R4, my good co-host here. R4, D1, R4 for short. And it's time once again for another episode of the Midweek Breakdown here on Rob's Arcade. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Rob's Arcade, if you're not a subscriber, if this is your first time here, that's right, you better go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss any future upcoming episodes of Rob's Arcade. We've always got, like, you know, the Midweek Breakdown. We've got wheel spins on GTA. We have, you know, new game Fridays, unboxings, toy reviews, all kind of stuff. You don't want to miss any. Sorry, buddy, I'll take it from here. You don't want to miss any of the action here on Rob's Arcade. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tell all your friends about it. But for those of you who, like I said, aren't familiar, the Midweek Breakdown is just basically where I hang out with you guys, get you through that midweek hump, if you will, give you something other than school or work to think about, and just kind of hang out with me, talk about, you know, comic book stuff, Star Wars, yeah, all that kind of fun stuff. And then as well as, you know, talking about, like, you know, new shows and comic book movies and things. We'll also look at the new comic books that I pick up, because Wednesday is also, that's right, new comic book day. And make sure you hang out for the full episode, because we will get R4's pick of the week, of course. Now, it's, you know, every Wednesday we have that new episode of Rob's Arcade. And lately, we've been also having new episodes of the book of Boba Fett, which started out really slow, got kind of like, you know, really annihilated, if you will, by the fans. And then the last few episodes really, just really picked up. They were really amazing. And now we don't have any more Boba Fett. I guess, you know, we're waiting on Ahsoka. And of course, now there's talks that we're working on the Obi-Wan series, which... yeah, can we get a trailer? Can we get a sneak peek look at that? It looks like the next thing we have coming up is Disney Plus, the Moon Knight show, which I've been reading some of the books. Hopefully it's a lot better than some of the early 90 comic books that they put out with the Moon Knight character. And if, you know, like the Super Bowl, I kind of talked about that a little bit earlier this week in one of my other episodes. I will just kind of like reiterate what I stated, and saying that, you know, Cincinnati just definitely played better. The Rams, I just, you know, it shows you can play like garbage and still win, still win a ring. But the Super Bowl did give us some really cool, previews. That's about the only thing that it really gave us. The halftime show was really great too, but the overall game, I was really disappointed. Like I said, Cincinnati played amazing. Their defense looked great. Their offense was amazing. Barrows, their QB, absolutely fantastic. Playing hurt, visibly hurt, and still doing an amazing job. I can't even remember the Rams QB. He was so garbage. Like, if he wasn't just throwing it in the air or throwing it to Cincinnati, you know, he was just, how many turnovers? He was just like just throwing it to the ground. Like, the dude, absolute garbage. But we did get some cool previews. We got a nice new look at Moon Knight. We got a new Jurassic Park, a new Sonic movie. They're still milking Lord of the Rings for whatever reason. Yeah, I don't know how long they're gonna milk that boring franchise. But yeah, we got some cool looks at some stuff that's, you know, coming out here pretty soon. And then tomorrow we will have the final episode of yeah, no, you're too little to watch that, Peacemaker, which has been a lot of fun to watch. James Gunn does an amazing job at taking characters that are kind of like a little bit obscure, if you will, not like really household names like Superman, Batman, you know, Wonder Woman, he kind of takes the characters that are a little bit off the beaten path. Did the same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy that he kind of did with Justice League, or excuse me, Suicide Squad 2, that he's also done with Peacemaker. And it's just a really great show. The thing I like about it so much is that, well, they kind of liken the vigilante character to Deadpool. But if you ask me, they're all living in this kind of Deadpool kind of world, if you will. Like, everybody's just a little bit off skew, if you will, which I think is what makes the show work. Because if it was only like Vigilante and only like, you know, Peacemaker that were just a little bit off center, the show wouldn't really work. But everybody's just a little off center in their own way, and it just makes for a really great cast, a really well balanced like storytelling machine. And I just really love watching it. And you know, it's great to read comics because you get all these cool stories that are told in these beautiful panels and these action sequences. But I feel like there's so much that goes on in the comic book world that we don't get to see. That's why I love The Watchmen. I think Zack Snyder did an exceptional job putting that movie together. And why I like these weird kind of things, the Harley Quinn animated series, where you kind of get to see the action that happens in between the panels, if you will. And I kind of feel like that's what a lot of the Peacemaker is. Like, you get these cool moments that take place in between the action, which I think sometimes is some of the best comic book storytelling, because anybody can put like a cape on somebody, throw some spider webs around Spider-Man, and make them look really cool dropping in on a very serious situation or very serious crime. But I think it takes a very special storyteller to make a very compelling situation where you don't have any of that going on, and yet you still find yourself like focused on these characters and really like wondering what's going on with these guys, and concerned about them, and feeling for them, and, you know, likening yourself to these characters. Thank you. He's like, that was beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, no, but I you know, it's a really cool show. Tomorrow's the last episode of Peacemaker. Really looking forward to it. And, you know, hopefully we'll get some more very soon. And speaking of the world of comic books, it has been officially announced we will get a season 2. Yeah. But we're just not sure exactly when that'll happen. How long are we going to have to wait? How many more episodes? Is it going to branch out? Are we going to get more than just the I think we got 8 first off. Are we going to get more than 8? It's going to turn like a 13 episode kind of a thing. Not really sure. But anyway, if you're a comic book fan, really cool time. We got Doctor Strange coming out. It's going to be really neat. Really, really cool. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the comic book portion. Before I do, though, I really do want to give a special shout out to the Comic Book Club, where I pick all my books up from. They do a really great job. Yeah, week in and week out, just an amazing job. They are always there, no matter if they have like problems with their plumbing, or problems with the weather, or, you know, shipping issues. If they have to drive out the day before to pick up a bunch of stuff that should have been there the day before that, whatever the situation is, the guys who run the Comic Book Incorporated here in Tampa do a just over the top job. Always look forward to visiting them every Wednesday, sometimes multiple times throughout the week. I'll pop in and say hey and pick up some stuff, but every Wednesday I know I'm going to pop in and say hi to these guys. They're beautiful people, and I just want to take a special we'll just take a moment to just wish them like a special little thinking of you guys, keeping you in my thoughts, my prayers. Today I'm sitting back watching their video, which I highly recommend checking out their channel, the Comic Book Club. Very simple. The Comic Club. Very simple. The Comic Club. Type it in and watch their videos. But I was watching today, and they do a great job where they break down everything and kind of show you everything that's coming out for the week. And as they were doing so, Dwayne was clearly upset. They'd lost someone very dear to them just right before Valentine's Day. Dude, I've been saying Thanksgiving too. I've been telling everybody the story. I think I said Thanksgiving like 4 times today telling the story. Dwayne, poor guy, kept telling the story on his channel and kept calling it Thanksgiving, but no, Valentine's Day just before, I guess Super Bowl. I guess they lost him the day of the Super Bowl. But you know, it's not just a friend, I feel like, of the family or somebody close. I feel like it's actually like a family member that they lost. And my thoughts, my prayers, my heart, everything, all sincerity goes out to these guys. Just such beautiful people. My heart goes out to their family, you know, their daughter. I can't imagine losing somebody close to me, let alone my partner, my love, my wife. She's been there for me for, God, through the worst of it, even before we got married, better or worse. I think we had some of our worst arguments before we even got married, before we even started dating. And she's just always been there for me, and I can't think of anybody. Yeah, she helped put this guy together too. Yeah, I can't think of anybody who, I mean, aside from my mom and my dad, who's loved me more and more unconditionally and just always been there for me. And I would be completely, absolutely lost without my wife. So I can't imagine, like I said, what their daughter's going through right now. And like I said, my heart goes out to you guys. I'm going to take a minute. I believe the gentleman's name is Lee. I'm going to take a minute here, guys, and I just want to go ahead and just, you know, take a minute, maybe think about those you've lost, somebody close to you, you know, relatives, friends, anybody, and let's just take a minute, man. I mean, you really, you know, here we are going fresh into 2022. These poor people are already dealing with something this tragic, and you just never know what tomorrow's going to bring. So let's all just kind of take a second here and just kind of, you know, let's take a moment to think about Lee, think about this beautiful guys over the Comic Book Club, and anybody you might have lost or anybody close to you. So I'm just going to take a minute here, guys, and we'll be right back, okay? Thanks, guys, for kind of bearing with me. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for bearing with me there with that. And then just, you know, really kind of means a lot to me. These guys are real special. They're not your typical, just run-of-your-mill, everyday, average comic book owners. I know everybody's got their local comic shop guys they go to. They love them. Maybe not. Maybe they hate them. I've seen some really bad stories on the internet. Like, these poor guys getting butchered with, like, jacked up prices on, like, just a regular book. Just because it's supposed to be special or whatever. The Wakanda Spawn issue. Local comic shops were basically, literally raping their customers. I'll put a language warning on the episode, but yeah, literally just like really taking advantage of their customers. I've been really fortunate. The Richmond Comics back home, Alpha Comics back home in Virginia, these guys always really treated me really well. And when I moved here, the Comic Book Club Incorporated, they've done a really great job as well. I spend so little here. They tie my little comics up in this beautiful little knot. I love it. And yeah, I spend like a third maybe of what I used to spend back in Virginia. But that also, it's not because of those guys. A lot of it had to do with me just buying stupid variants for no reason. People get, like, I was just watching a guy earlier bought like 5 variants of some issue, like, because it had The Mandalorian on it. And yeah, I like The Mandalorian too, but it's like, you know, I mean, really, you need five issues of this. Anyway, before we jump into what I picked up this week from the Comic Book Club, which if you ever happen to be in the Tampa area, make sure you check these guys out. It's a really cute, really fun store. Or make sure you maybe just hop online. You can order stuff from them. I'm going to leave a link to their video in my comment section of this video. So if you're curious, you can click on their link. You can watch their video. Like I said, I would really appreciate kind of dropping in, giving them a little, hey, what's up, guys? Just thinking about you. Even if you're just like, hey, look, I'm a fan of Rob's Arcade. He told me you guys are dealing with some hardships. Just want to say, hey, I love your show. I love your channel. You know, whatever. I'm sure they would really, really appreciate it. But I'll drop a link to their video in my comment section so you can not only watch their video, but then they'll have links within that, like their description and all of that. So you can order like comics from their store. You can probably check out what they have online. Maybe even check out some pictures of what their store looks like inside, because it's really cute. It's a really cute, like the perfect, when you watch a show, when you watch a movie or something and they're hanging out in a comic book store, it's that kind of comic shop. Yeah, it's just really, I love it. I really love it. I love it. But anyway, all right, before we jump into what I picked up this week, I used to keep everything written down, like how many books I picked, you know, I'd read and I'd mark it. And then R4 was like, you should show people. Yeah, he was like, you should show everybody what you're reading. And then I'm like, well, that makes sense. Why just tell them like, oh, I read 5 comic books this week. Well, show them the 5 freaking comic books you read. But since I've gotten into showing you guys, I haven't been doing such a great job of keeping track. And it's really cool. I got this awesome Richmond Comics sticker here with a little Ghostbuster sticker. And like I said, I used to keep track like weekly, almost like prison numbers, how many books, you know, I would read. And I stopped. I got to get back into that. I know, yeah. Need to get back into that, as well as showing you the books that I read. So let's go ahead and show you guys what I read this past week. I know R4 is going to love this first selection. Oh yeah, we got some Star Wars here. The Crimson Reign with Darth Vader, showing us how it looks like the, you know, you don't really see a lot of the Crimson Dawn in the in the Star Wars stories after like A New Hope and, you know, all of that. So it kind of makes you wonder, yeah, what happened to the Crimson Reign. So I'm hoping maybe we'll get to see. And there's some stories being told with Padme's handmaiden in here, which is pretty awesome. And it's really ironic. I was just, for some reason, I don't know why, but I was thinking about them the other day. I'm like, what happened with the handmaidens? Like, you know, you have all these characters in Star Wars that are so connected to Anakin and Padme before, like, the fall of the, you know, the galactic, what is it? It's a order? What is it? It's not the rebellion yet. But anyway, there's so many people connected to Anakin and Padme before the rise of the Empire, I guess. You wonder, like, well, what happens to their, like, what's their story after Darth Vader rises to power and, like, you know, all this stuff starts to go down, you know, like, we know, yeah, we know, like, some of them kind of, like, operate secretly within the, you know, facets of the Senate and the gilding operations and all that. But yeah, like, I'm kind of excited to see that Padme's handmaids are still kind of hanging around and like what this means for the future of Luke and Leia. Also from Star Wars, we have IDW's Tales of Villainy, Star Wars Adventure. These are just fun comics. I love, they got 2 stories in each one. And then this was a suggestion actually from Dolly over at the Comic Book Club Incorporated, Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, the Halcyon Legacy. Halcyon Legacy is, I guess, how you say it. We got to talking about Wookiees, and she's like, oh, did you see? This is like, it was just literally off the suggestion for the cover. And I do love this cover. We got this really cool Wookiee Jedi Knight with the Star Cruiser shooting through the background, this really cool crest and everything going on. And then, I don't know if you can see this lightsaber is it's like a Conan the Barbarian Thundercats kind of thing going on. Love it. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This has been burning a hole through my pocket every week. Detective Comics. These guys just keep dropping, but I do love the story, and kind of getting some more information as to what's going on with Arkham Tower. And I do like the fact that, excuse me. Oh, dude, I'm not, like, it's not a break. Like, we don't pay you to drink water. But the thing I like about, dude, I get it. The thing about this that I like is that it's not just like a Batman story. These are stories kind of, you know, told through the eyes of his Bat children, which is pretty neat, because Batman's kind of off doing something else in the Batman title right now. Really looking forward to this myself. This is a new Spider-Man, and it looks like we're actually going to get Peter Parker back in this story. Oh, no. This was, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is the prequel to what I'm getting to here. But yeah, we got some Spider-Man action, as well as this here. Really fun Spider-Man stories. Some more Spawn. These guys celebrating the 30th anniversary over at Image. Some more Batman. I went back and actually reread all of these to get to Batman 120, because I want to make sure I was all caught up on this whole Abyss character, what's going on overseas with Batman. And then, like I said, I've been, man, I read a lot of comics. I dove into some Moon Knight, kind of catching up with some old issues of Moon Knight. We got some Gambit action there from the X-Men. I just, for whatever reason, decided to reread this issue here. And then I've had this in my collection for a while, and I never read it, but this seems pretty fun, the Squirrel Girl. So, wow, there's like 4 there, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Hold on, is it 8? I don't want somebody like recounting and going, nah, dude, you're a liar. Oh, wait, that's 7, wait, that's 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 comics this week. Wow, that's more than 2 a day. That's pretty good. I feel like if you read like 1 comic a day, if you can read like 7, 8 comics a week, you're doing something with yourself, because reading is a great superpower. Just ask my friends over at the Comic Book Club Incorporated. I'm going to keep talking about them all through this video. I don't care what you guys have to say there. What's going on with you, huh? Yeah, all right. So let's go ahead and see. Oh, here we go. This is what I was talking about here. Dolly wraps these up so beautiful for me. All right, let's see what we got here. This week, we got more Amazing Spider-Man. This is what I was talking about here, because this is what I'm excited about this week. This looks like we got some, yes, sir, looks like we got, it's like, it's all these boobies. We got some return of Peter Parker as Spider-Man back in this issue, which I think we've all been looking forward to. This is something else I've been looking forward to. I always love the celebration issues, whether it's DC or Marvel, just, you know, whether it's Hispanic celebration, you know, the gay lesbian pride issues, any of the minority. This is like the Black History Month issue here. We've got, looks like, of course, Black Panther here in the center, then Bishop, Storm, and then over here, Miss Rambo, the Captain Marvel character. I love it. These, and you know, they're honestly, they are characters, whether it's like celebrating Native American culture or Asian or Hispanic or whatever it is. They are typically characters I don't get a lot of exposure to. So Marvel, DC, I really do appreciate you guys putting those out, because, you know, I don't read a lot of Black Panther. I don't read a lot of stuff, you know, outside. Not to say I don't celebrate African-American heroes, but I have like a certain wheelhouse, and I don't really operate outside that wheelhouse. I've never really read a lot of Black Panther unless he was a guest star in, let's say, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, the Avengers. Yeah, something as cliche as that might be. But I do celebrate this guy right here. Another great work here from Todd McFarlane. We got King Spawn in the Spawn universe, and this has always been a character that I have stood behind. He is the African-American character. Spawn is Al Simmons. Al Simmons is African-American, a soldier, betrayed by his own country. And this is one of those titles, not specifically, I don't know, Spawn, but King Spawn, but Spawn itself, that got me into comics. So this cover is freaking beautiful. Thank you guys for picking this one out. There's something very Japanese anime about this as well. I don't know, loving this cover. Really looking forward to reading this. And you know, I've really liked Scorched. Not really sold on so much yet. Gunslinger Spawn, not so much. But King Spawn and the original Spawn series, definitely some of my favorites. Jumping back into Marvel, we got the X Lives of Wolverine, another book like the Detective Comics, taking a chunk out of my pocket almost like, what, every week now. I can't even follow it. I don't even know what's freaking going on. Soul Plumber, I think I missed this one last week, but I went and picked it up. Just some kooky, crazy storytelling there. Also from DC, one of my favorites here, we have Nightwing 89 eating some pizza, which I had some pizza this afternoon, and then I took some pizza. I know we love pizza. I took some pizza over to my friends over there at the Comic Book Club. I'm going to keep saying that name over and over again. Love those guys. I feel something at least I could do, you know, like I felt like I didn't know what to do. Like I wanted to do something. I felt like, oh man, I'm going to go get him a pizza, and I bet you 100 other people brought him something to eat or something, whatever. I was like, I don't know. I didn't want to be like cliche about it, you know, but I wanted to do something nice for these guys. Cause like I said, I can't stress enough. Like, you know, when I go in there, Dolly, you know, she's always interested in how I'm doing. And, you know, we talk about our families, and we talk about our siblings, and we talk about our parents, and we talk about all these different things. And oh man, yeah. So yeah, eating some pizza. I feel like that's just one of those American things, man. If you know somebody who's down in the dumps, get them a pizza. Honestly, you can't go wrong. Don't get it if you don't know what they like. Just get a double cheese, whatever. Some pepperoni, throw it on half, something like that. You know, I wasn't sure. I wasn't even sure what they like. I was like, let me just go in there. I'm gonna get him a deep dish pepperoni pizza. Hopefully it'll make his day. He'll get some slices later. He was eating a slice. Dwayne was eating a slice before I even left the shop. Love you guys. Hope you're doing okay. Really am. I'm thinking about you all day, honestly. I'm thinking about you tomorrow. Thinking about you all the time, man. You guys are amazing. Love you guys. We have Detective Comics number 1053. Continuing on with this whole Gotham Tower story. And then in the back, I've been liking this a lot because in the back of the story here, along with this great you know, the Tower series, we also have a really cool side story, which I haven't read any of yet. And what my plan is to let all these issues drop, let this whole side story come out, and then I'm going to read the whole side story in one swoop. So don't ruin it for me. No spoilers. And then coming up, we have R4's pick of the week. My pick of the week and the round robin winner is the Robins miniseries number 4 out of 6. Just really fun, really cool, really well written, extremely well written, extremely well drawn. I love the art here by Baldomero Rivera. There's been some amazing Hispanic artists popping into the comic book industry, and it takes me back to the 80s and to the 90s when I feel like there was like this huge, again, like Italian influence, A little bit of Irish influence, if you will, but there was this huge, like an Italian kind of like swoop on comics and Marvel, and I feel like, well, just in general, but I feel like we're getting back to that. There's like just a ton, this flood of Hispanic artists coming into the scene, and I love it. They do such an amazing, and I hate to say like those guys, but you know, like, no, honestly, like the art, the attention to detail, I don't know, I love it. You guys do an amazing job. And, you know, I think it's true. I think like every culture has their own way of drawing and writing and you know, conveying, you know, a story, whether you're Japanese or whether you're, you know, Chinese or whether you're Spanish, Mexican, Italian, you know, doesn't really matter where you're from, American. I think everybody does have a certain style and a certain uniqueness to it. I think that's the key word. Yeah, just a uniqueness to it. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing different, like weird about it. You know, some people might think that like Japanese art is weird or different, like, oh, that's anime. I can't, whatever. To me, it's just, you know, another layer to the beauty of illustration, animation, storytelling through art, whatever it may be. So, you know, just a big hats off to you guys over there at DC, putting this, you know, this Robin's book together, you know, diving into a backstory of some characters that I've always loved. Tim Seeley over there doing the writing. Like I said, Baldomero, Rivez. I can't, like, I'm just a white boy. I can't even. Rivez. They got like Romolo Fabio Jr. Like, so these guys, like, yeah, like you guys are like, I can't even pronounce your names, and you guys are tearing these books up. Hats off to you guys over there doing a beautiful job. Hats off to my friends over at the Comic Book Club Incorporated. Like I said, my heart, my thoughts, my feelings, everything goes out to you guys. Hats off to R4, my co-host. Hats off to all of my subscribers out there. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you do subscribe, become an Arcadet like all these other guys out there. And remember, this isn't goodbye, guys. It's simply to be continued. And until next week, don't spend a quarter anywhere else. But before we go, you may find next week's scheduling to be a little bit different. Now, the good news is, thank you. The good news is he's congratulating me because I did just get a job. So my YouTube schedule might switch up a little bit, but my plan is to always be here for these midweek breakdowns, hang out, show you guys my comic book collection, just kind of shoot the janks with you. There might possibly be some Fridays where we don't do a new game Friday. The daily wheel spin might not always be such a daily thing, but I promise I will get in there and hang out with you guys. And who knows, a friend of mine was saying like, oh man, there goes all of Rob's arcade. He's not going to hang out with us anymore. No, that's not the case. I feel like I might actually play more video games. It might be like there might be more Fortnite. There might be more stuff on the horizon with Rob's arcade. I feel bad sometimes not having a job and just sitting around and playing video games. Like, who does that? Who doesn't work all day and just does some laundry and washes some dishes and then sits around and plays video? I know there's guys out there who don't even do that and just sit around and they don't work and they play hours of like Call of Duty. I can't do that. So maybe the fact that I work a few hours a day here, work a few hours a day there, you know, get my 7 hours here, get my 7 hours there, get off of work, and I spend a few hours gaming away and give you guys some cool clips. See what happens. I think that, no, you got to stay here, buddy. But I think this might be a good thing for everybody. Again, I mentioned my wife at the beginning of this video, and I know she's really happy. I know it's a big weight off of her shoulders. I was really excited how happy my mom was, and yeah, just I'm pretty excited. So bear with me. There might be some schedule changes. You know, the wheel spin might come later in the evenings, maybe just late at night. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But just hang out with me, guys. Please endure. Please like. Please comment below. Please share. Please subscribe. Please remember, this is goodbye. Until next time, don't spend your quarter anywhere else. Thanks for hanging out in Rob's Arcade. And that's right. Make sure you read some comic books, guys. It's the best superpower you can have, reading. Take care. See you next time. Later. Yeah, it's pretty good.